Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Andromeda, welcome. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Good morning. Hey. Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. 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 Srila Prabhupada. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Shri Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Sometimes I just don't feel the chanting, which bothers me a bit. But I don't know, sometimes I don't know what that is. Sometimes it's like, where's this meeting? Where's this meeting? Am I in the wrong place today? Let's try another place here. Okay, I'm going to read from the. Yeah, by the way, I wanted to mention the way Jarnar does. He's got a unique way of. He was listening to Lalita Gunda's chanting, and he was laughing like a madman. And so, anyway, that's the essence. That's really how you do it. It's just like, especially, uh, that's the way Lord Chaitanya did it. His devotees, they heard him very attentively, and they started to go into the same kind of moods. And they call it's called shadow. It's like you receive the moon-like rays from the heart of the devotee. See? So they call it shadow bhakti, but that's important actually because it dissolves the anarthas just by hearing that vibration. That's the idea. You hear Hari Katha from a devotee, it's dissolving, but also the chanting, and maybe even more actually. So, probably more. It depends. It's like if you feel ecstatic when you hear a devotee, chanting verses or speaking. The main thing is it's you get it from the vibration of the devotee, and then as everything gets really purified, then on your own vibration, gets you ecstatic. Um, so, so that's really the right path. It may look a little silly to outsiders. Like, oh, look at it. But hey, that's what Lord Chaitanya did. That's how his devotees did it, and you get purified 100 times more strong than that way than trying to get purified on your own to get through the offenses to feel this ecstatic devotion. So better piggyback on the devotee, and that's the secret. That's how Lord Chaitanya uh, uh, helped the devotees awaken this so fast. They would just be around him, be close to him. So anyway, we're getting devotees very powerful. Oh, okay, great. Very powerful in bhakti. That's why everybody needs to get the mercy of these devotees here. Even Govinda said he had the headphones on. He was listening to Lalita's chanting, and he was getting ecstatic. That's the secret. Um, Vaishnavas don't know that. They'll take gurus who don't have that ecstatic vibration. You know, so what is that? That's really insignificant. You have a guru. They're supposed. The whole idea in the Hare Krishna movement is have a guru who their vibration is transcendental. And it lifts you into that place. So you're saved like that by the vibration. People were saved with Jesus by being and hearing from him. They were cleansed by the word he spoke. And Lord Chaitanya also, the devotee. It's always like that. Why not take the quick path? Everybody's, they don't, it's so funny. They don't understand these simple things. It's called Guru Tattva, Vaishnava Tattva, how important the Vaishnavas are. To the devotee. That's why Krishna says himself, you can read it in Caitanya Bhagavat, quoted by Lord Chaitanya, the Vaishnavas are more worshipable than I am, because he's the super soul. But who's doing the real purifying to get people ready for that meeting? It's the living Vaishnava in this world, teaching and chanting. See, they get you ready. So that's why the devotees are naturally grateful, because the super soul couldn't just get him there on his own. See, super soul is Krishna, right? He worshipable. So this is not inconclusive. This is what Krishna says and why he said it. No, everybody doesn't know why. There's a reason. This Lord he's a reasonable God. He's a logical God. He's a brilliant God. He's a genius. These are the qualities right there, in Nectar Devotion. He's a genius, and his stuff is such a it's like so incredible. The path is so incredible that anyone can take to it. Anyone can understand it, a layman or a big saintly sannyasi. If they listen sincerely, they both can understand the path, because it's all by hearing. It comes by hearing. Hear, Arjuna, this confidential knowledge. This is, what do you think you're hearing right here? You think in 40 years, any of those gurus, any of them, taught you this, that this just in five minutes here? In 40 years, you haven't understood or heard any of this like this, the essence of the essence, the condensed nectar, the condensed truth, to the point where, like, wow, you can follow this path. You are directed, not misdirected. You are directed to the right place to drink, and to understand Krishna consciousness and to get to Vrindavan even in this life. It is so possible. People are going in, they're figuring it out. Shadow Bhakti, I feel this. I like to listen to Lalita when I'm falling asleep, because the shadow of her ecstatic vibration gives me sweet feelings. Yeah, exactly. See, there you go. See, there people are understanding. That's your example, is teach the path by example. Even Lalita, look how attentively she listens, even to the discourse. It's this is a secret, and any devotees. That's why if you pay respect to what is going on to this sangha, you can get 1,000 times more benefit than what you're doing to these, going that path with these gurus who are not at that platform. 1,000 times more benefit. You will not die of Vaidhi Bhakti. You'll die an ecstatic devotee. You'll be like of the caliber of liberated souls here. The symptoms of transcendence will manifest in your body. Okay, I'll put you up there, Lalita Madhava, but if I have too many problems, I can't unfocus to try to figure out what the problem is. So anyway, he disappeared. So okay. So anyway, all glories to Vishvambara, the Lord of the Vaishnava devotees. See, Vishvambara, the Lord of the Vaishnava devotees. That's the whole goal of life, is to become a devotee of Lord Chaitanya. But you got to be with devotees of Lord Chaitanya to understand these things. What it is to be a devotee of Lord Chaitanya. People don't know. If you don't like the devotees, most people don't like the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, even though they go have the name of, even these names of Vaishnava names. But in their heart, they're not purified enough to actually like what they. If you like, see, we're preaching so openly, so generously, so magnanimously, so freely, so vocally, so publicly, and this tests the whole world. It's the to show you where you're really at. Because if you don't like this uncommon preaching, uncommon Krishna conscious realization, uncommon ecstasy you hear, you guys are little children. You're little toddlers. And all you think you're so smart. You're not smart at all. Being smart is to see what's going on here and take to it, and to take the association here. That is the most intelligent thing you can do. Otherwise, you got no. The Charya Dev's intelligence. That's why I poo-poo it. What is this intelligence? He's got a big skull. He can juggle the scriptures. So what? He doesn't understand the essence of. The essence of him is to be here, like a bee, to honey. That's intelligence. That's a PhD. This is why we're teaching PhD stuff that he can't even understand. When are you guys following people like this? When are you going to wake up? This is all illusions. Hey, man, I like to see what's really happening here. Who's a real guru, man? Who represents the Krishna consciousness movement? Who's a realized soul? Who has the transcendental mellows that Lord Chaitanya is preaching about? Who really knows Krishna consciousness? Shouldn't you all be asking those questions in all of you groups? Gaudiya Smiti, even and Radhakund, everybody. If you really have spiritual greed, we test you here. This is the test. Spiritual greed means, oh boy, that preaching makes more sense than what I heard in 40 friggin' years. They're all dancing around, juggling words, and don't have any transcendental effect like here. This is what you should see. Well, does Gohar, yeah, he's just wearing a t-shirt, no T-lock, nothing. But is the job getting done? Is the desired result happening here? Are people getting ecstatic devotion? Are they cry and laugh and, having great realizations? Are they becoming more liberated than anything I've seen here in this world? Well, obviously Krishna is working here. Obviously Prabhupada's working here. Obviously the Parampara is working here. Obviously Lord Chaitanya is working here. Obviously Rupa Goswami and everybody else is working here. This is what Jesus said. And, oh, you think these miracles? How about when you see the angels descending upon the Son of Man? Hey, you got anybody like that? That's a real guru in our movement. Our movement is illustrious. It's coming from the greatest avatar that's ever graced this planet, Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda and Advaita. All were God, came as devotees to teach devotional service. And if you didn't see them, you would find their real representatives who were real devotees of these personalities. And, Radha and Krishna work through them to bring us all back to Vrindavan. That's the essence of this here. It's taking to these the association of real devotees who have real transcendental devotion that's rarely seen on this planet. We're only here for Radha and Krishna. That's it. Our life force is Chaitanya. No, our life force is Sri Krishna. We're all followers of Chaitanya. See, our life force is like his. It gives us life, motivation, energy, purification, realization. Everything that we need is all in that. See? We're true followers of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. His life force was Radha and Krishna, and so are ours. That's the real line. I'm tired of looking at bogus lines, people saying they really are, but they're not. That's hypocrisy. That's Pharisee stuff. Brahmin, Pharisee, sannyasi, they're all still encased in speculations. The whole world is encased in speculation and dreams and all of that stuff, and they can't get out. You got to get out by hearing, man. You got to hear your way out of this mess. You got to hear from somebody who is transcendentally situated and is a flute, true flute of the flautist, Radha and Krishna in the spiritual dimension. Otherwise, you're not getting out, man. You stay here with all your speculations. Even if you're a liberated soul on the level of Brahman, you need to hear from a real Vaishnava. Like we get people like that. They're sensitive. They can pick up the energy. But they got to stay with that and get purified. See, like it's good. You notice false ego, even at the stage of kind of a liberated experience, you pick up that vibration. You got to get purified. Lalita had to get purified too, even though she could pick this up really good. You see, it worked. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to try it. I may knock you down there, but let's see. All right.
Hare Krishna.
Mute your mic, man. Mute your mic. I knew it. Sorry. Sorry, got to put you down, man. I can't. I can't. It's just not going to work. You tell him later. Maybe help him figure out how to just mute his mic. Okay, so all glories to Sri Vishwambara, the Lord of all the Vaishnava devotees. You bring the living entities back to your fold by giving them devotional service. Isn't that the essence? See, that's how you do it. There's no other way to do it. You bring everybody back to his fold. He brought people back to his fold by giving them the gift of devotional service. So a real spiritual master does that. If you're really in the real line, you're a real follower of Lord Chaitanya. You got the real ecstasy that he had, that he has given in the line. Either you got it in the past life and you just brought it forth, it awakens really easily. But the way that usually works is there'll be one or so around. And from that devotee, one candle, another candle is lit, and another, and so many, just like it was with him. Okay? Bring them back. See, we're bringing back. That's. I can totally relate to that because that's what's happening here. We're bringing people back into the fold of Lord Chaitanya, and you guys can feel it, man. You like his books. You like his life force. You like what he likes. Okay? That's being now. You're birds of a feather flock together, becoming qualified to hang out with Lord Chaitanya because you like what he likes and his devotees like. They like the mellows of devotion. See? You see why you had to go through all this purification, right? Because it's very pure there. See, and we don't have the power. These guys will be chanting in these groups, all of them, and Gaudiya Smriti and Radhakund Babaji's included. They'll be chanting for a long time before they get this, simply because they can't recognize this, simply because they can't give respect to this. They'll be looking like they did with Bhaktisiddhanta. Oh, Gaur, he's only got a T-shirt. He's not in the real line. See, they look externally like that. They don't look at truth. No, truth is the real line. The truth of ecstatic devotion, the truth of Guru Tattva, that's the real line. The truth of Rasa Tattva, the truth of experiencing that, the truth of relishing that, the truth of communicating that to others to show that you're a real guru in this line, spreading the real Krishna conscious movement, not a bunch of monkeys jumping up and down because other monkeys are jumping up and down in the mode of passion. It's okay for a start, man, but don't end there if you got some intelligence. Or more intelligent. That's pretty intelligent, at least to jump around with a bunch of neophytes. That's okay. Oh, boy, am I a mean guy today. So mean. Lean and mean. The Lord performed his super mundane. I just like these words, man. Supra mundane. Super, see, beyond, supra, transcending the mundane. See, the whole world are performing material activities. You're doing that all up into religion, man. Still, ceremonies. It's still material, external. You got water in the conch. It's not coming out of your eyes, and then if you see it coming out of people's eyes, you think, what's wrong with that? There's something wrong with you, man. You're not supposed to cry in the temple. You're just supposed to see the water in the conch. No, don't know what it represents. No, it doesn't matter, man. Just don't cry in the temple room, man, because that's an offense. Hey, man, this is real experience. I've had this. People said that. Don't dance in the temple room really like that. Dance the Swami step. Practice that your whole friggin' life. See, super mundane. What's going on here? Super mundane. You hear us talking about mundane things? If we talk about politics, it's all related to Krishna. We bring it back to the politics of Vrindavan. Who's better, Chandravali or Radharani? Who's more dear to Krishna, Chandravali or Radharani? I take Chandravali's side. I don't know about you guys. I think Krishna likes her more because I've seen, the way he relates to me. She's saying, "Oh, Chandravali, you're my dearest one." Okay. Yeah. Perform super mundane pastimes in Navadvip. um, Hidden from the vision of the materialists. See, even he was there. It was hidden from the materialists. See, how do you know who is a materialist? If you don't like the transcendental pastimes of the Lord that are going on here, that's why you got to hear. If you're fortunate, you come and you're attracted. The Lord gives you the intelligence. See, Krishna says, "I'm the intelligent of the intelligence." He gives you the intelligence to come here. Otherwise, it's just proof that this is mundane out there. You're in a mundane state. You're not attracted to what is transcendental. See, you're attracted to ceremonies, external bhakti, external devotees, who bamboozle you with speculations and not real experience, devotional experiences. See? Yeah, that's what it's about. It's like we got a can. Krishna's in the can. We got to open up the can. Needs a can opener. Go Haridasis just takes the position sometimes as a can opener. That's all. We open the can and expose the contents. Yeah. So he went to different devotees' homes and engaged in pleasurable pastimes with Nityananda. See, it takes two. It's not an only one person thing. See, he went to devotees' homes and engaged in pleasurable pastimes. If you're a real devotee and really deep into this, you say, "Yeah, Lord, I know what you're doing. That's why you come to my home every day. This is the home. This is really the home. We don't have any of that. This is temporary, and what's outside is temporary too. But this is the home that this pastime is talking about." Like one devotee who likes my preaching, he used to hate it. This guy was so against what I did, but he was dedicated to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada gave him the right understanding. And now he says, "Go hard." Of all the people, he's been around for years. He's a Ritvik, I think, and because he couldn't find anybody to listen to, and he had to get purified here enough to really appreciate it, but he does now. you know. And he was said, "Boy, you're the only person I heard from that makes good sense. That's really And he's been, that's why a lot of people, if they're really sincere, if they're Ritviks, they're like that because they just like the, and that in a sense is really good. It's like Christians in a sense are Ritviks, because they're worshiping the previous acharyas. Hard to find Jesus, especially a lot of the devotees in Christianity, they have some ecstasy, but it's still, it's not always so clean. It's mixed in with mystic desires, and see, it's kind of some alloys in there. And this movement, if you get the pure movement, purifies you of all those things. All you do is you just want to meet with Radha and Krishna, like the devotees in Vrindavan. They have no other motive, nothing. It's just so beautiful to be with their beloved friend, or beloved. That's it. There's nothing, no greater nectar than that. It just, all motives go, except the motive to be more close. That's desirable. All material, all these things, you want to be something separate, some separate desire than meeting. That's the kind of stuff you get here. That's why those who they want to be teachers, or they think they know as much and all that, they end up being passed out. Like excrement, actually. It's like excreted out, and until they understand. Your sound good today. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, hidden from the vision of the materialist. And so the way to become an insider is somehow or other. That's why the whole thing here, it's like when Jesus said, he just preached, he just anywhere he could, he just preached, just like Lord Chaitanya. Anywhere they could, they just preached. Anywhere there was an opportunity, they just preached this vibration, this message. And who the Lord wanted to catch it, caught it, and they would come. See? So that's why people will run across these videos on the internet. And if the Lord sees in their heart, he'll draw them here. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's the way the Lord does it. And that's why we get together. Because the Lord, he goes to different devotees' homes. So he comes here and comes to our homes. Isn't it amazing how he's visiting simultaneously so many devotees' homes here? That's called sadhu sangha. I mean, it's intelligent. The Lord has great intelligence. Yeah, get them all in one place. That way, it's not so inconvenient for him to go, thousands of miles away. He just comes to one place. This is a genius thing he thought of, just to make this internet and this thing, because it's bringing everybody in one place so that he doesn't have a lot of inconvenience to go from one side of the planet to another. We're all just here, and it's just all nice. He's lazy also. Did you know that? He's so ecstatic. He's just lazy, both of them, Radha and Krishna. He's just laying back in ecstasy. So we make it. This is devotee service. This is our service. Make it as convenient for them as possible to go to all our houses here, because we're very close, right? Very close proximity. He went to the different devotees' homes and engaged in pleasurable pastimes with Nityananda, Gadadhar, and other associates. The pleasurable pastimes, just talking to the devotees, spontaneous pastimes, just whatever comes. Isn't that what we do here? Isn't that who's got a script here? We come here, and the Lord comes here, and we these pleasurable pastimes just spontaneously take place. Yeah. The Lord in this is the source of all spiritual ecstasy for the devotees, and in his association, they see everything in relationship with Krishna. See? The Lord is the source. Radha and Krishna, actually, the Lord combined especially. See, Lord Chaitanya was a combined form of Radha and Krishna. But he's the source of the ecstasy. That's why we chant Maha Mantra, right? The source of our ecstasy. Could you imagine being ecstatic without chanting, or chanting some verses or something? See, it's the Lord's source. See, and that's why we can see everything in relationship to Krishna, which is the absolute truth. Otherwise, this is why people don't see the absolute truth. Because the Lord is not the source of their life yet. The transcendental Lord, the Shuddha Bhakti, they don't know what it is. The modes of nature are the source of their lives in the world. See, the mode of passion. Oh yeah, let's go to work, man, because I want to feel this passion. This is my life, is passion. Yeah. I met a nice young guy today, They're all in, everybody's in it. I was yesterday, I was out I was making a crypto thing, I was taking out, doing some, I was in the banker thing mode, So I was doing some banking, banking like giving myself a loan, so I could buy this and that. And so anyway, this guy knew all about crypto, but his energy was in passion. And he was, by the next day, he leaned over, and I had this passionate energy just came out, and it's like into the field, And I'm trying to do this deal, which you got to really focus, man. And this energy, he's saying, "Oh yeah, I can do this, I can help you. Yeah, let me help you, Yeah, and ended up making a mistake, cost me some money, man. This is this energies. He can't help it. They're all everybody's steeped in either. Yeah, this is their life. Is it passion and energy? Yeah. And his girlfriend got jealous because he was helping me. This whole world, man, jealousy. They're jealous because the person's not giving them attention. Especially women, men, false ego. And so this pastime is going on, man. He's leaning over here, giving me attention. He was feeling good about it because, helping out, helping the mission, well, sort of. His girlfriend got jealous and she went and walked away and was smoking a cigarette over on the side there. And yeah, so just all this stuff is going on, and this is how people enter in. They have to serve the devotees. They have to hear from the devotees. See, and then they get purified, and then by being around devotees, they start to feel really good, to the point of you start to pick up the transcendental vibration. See how the purification all comes down to association with the devotees. This is the meaning of Jesus when he said, "I'm the way, man. Just hang out with me. Hey, I'm the truth. Listen to my word." See? This is like it says right here. I mean, I love this stuff. It's so conclusive. It's so clear. It is so essence of the truth. The Lord is the source of all spiritual ecstasy for the devotees. And to those who worship the Lord with loving ecstasy, I give them the understanding. See, that's how you see everything in relationship. You need to find the devotees who are attracted deeply to the Lord and get Bhakti Lata Bij, the seed of devotion from them. They're the only ones who carry it. No one else in this world does. Trump does not carry it. Biden doesn't carry it. The politicians, Trudeau doesn't carry it. These gurus don't carry it that I've seen. Not even one. They're all speculating. Being the Ryan Raj includes time to know the truth, man. It wasn't up to snuff. It wasn't up to this level. Not this kind of thing. And proof is, you can all analyze. If you're from that Sangha, I'm not being offensive. I'm being very truthful to help people. You can look, where is ecstatic devotion, like you see here. For the first time in a long time, you're able to see the actual standard of pure devotional service here. This is very rare because even the acharyas used to hide it. And here we got the order, like Nityananda got the order, just exhibit this truth, man. Speak the truth. Hey, man, if I'm going to speak this ecstasy by exhibiting it, and you are also, you got to hear the truth about it. You got to hear the truth of those who don't have it. Otherwise, you believe in that, and you'll die believing in that. Who's going to do that? Where's the divine intervention going to come from? There's none. Only Gaur Hari Das is taking on the whole thing. They're taking chances and risks and everything that the recent ones wouldn't do. They wouldn't say things like this that were true. They knew who was bogus and who was not really on that level of pure devotional service, but they didn't say often. In the movement, they spoke outside the movement, but what about in the movement? Where is the poison there? Where's the unpurified hearts there? A lot of them are imitating the purified heart. Who's going to expose that? Who's going to help in there? Well, I got the order to do everything here, and that's the only way I could figure out how to do it. You got to see. You got to be honest, man. If you're not honest, if you're in the Narayan Raj group or Radhakund Babaji's and you don't see what's going on here, you don't see ecstatic devotion being manifested, you're being fooled. So do you want to live your life as a fool, or do you want to live your life in truth, in finding the truth? Jesus was like this. He told people the truth, and his followers did also. They said, "Hey, why are you wasting your time following these Pharisees?" Jesus came, man. Why not take shelter of the truth? And a lot of people, what are you talking about? These guys are big wigs, man. Look at them. They're dressed so nice and sitting on high seats and wearing beautiful robes. Of course they represent Krishna or their version of Krishna. No, of course they don't. No, you got to show the symptoms. All the acharyas knew this and know this. You got to show the symptoms that you know Krishna. Yeah. Can you recognize a liberated soul? Because if you can't, then you don't know Krishna. You don't know Radha, because a liberated soul has both of them. That's the life force in our line. The life force of a real devotee is Radha and Krishna, like it was with Lord Chaitanya. They're real followers of Chaitanya. His life force was Radha and Krishna. Can you explain ecstatic devotion? That topic I have to leave to Lalita Ganga. She's the expert in ecstatic devotion. Go ahead, tell us what ecstatic. You explain ecstatic devotion. I have to leave this topic to the experts.
Oh my God. When you receive the mercy of Krishna, when you receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, by being in association of a bona fide spirit of a master, you feel Krishna's love inside of you, and you will be capable to worship the Lord with the devotion that you received first. It's a seed that's growing inside of you, and it's growing and growing and growing. And you become more and more ecstatic the more that you worship the Lord, the more that you stay in this association. Um, and I do this for 4 years. I follow Srila Gora Haridas here, my finger. No, my guru here. He gave me the seed of bhakti. I stay really, really closely connected to him. He's the true vine. He's connected to the disciplic line. Connected to Lord Chaitanya, the mercy is flowing through him inside of me, and I can worship the Lord and grow and have a real, true relationship with him. Um, and I can't imagine that anybody can do this on his own. I cannot imagine that anybody can attain the Lord all by himself. It's really a question of being receptive and being close to the one who had the order to give this love, actually. Um, uh, so I say really, really, really very close to my guru. He's the breath of life. He's the way, the truth, and life, because he made me alive. Because actually, without ecstatic devotion, you're dead, you're not alive. My soul wake up. My soul woke up, wakes up, is awake. I realize who I am, what I am, and I have a relationship and so many nice exchanges with the Lord, so many deep and nice experiences. I'm conscious of Krishna's now. Those who, if you worship the Lord in ecstatic love, He's revealing Himself to you. But you've got to be connected to the true vine. That's all you've got to do. Here and here and here. So that the word will purify you. So that there is room in your heart. So that the Lord can grow inside of you. That's all I can say. So all glories to Bhaktivedanta Paramahamsa Sri Haridas Maharaj Acharya. Here's Srila Gaura Haridas, our guru here, that we follow, that we try to follow in his footsteps. Because he follows Lord Chaitanya in his footsteps, because he's doing what the Lord does. And we get this chance as well.
The secret is all in their laugh. It's all in the laugh. Yeah, great explanation, man. There you go. Is that satisfying there, my friend? Yeah. All right. So a little bit more here. Let's see here. See, just these words. These are just. God, I don't know, man. They're just so good. The Lord is the source of all spiritual ecstasy. Man, I could just say that forever. The Lord is the source of all spiritual ecstasy, for his devotees, for the devotees. And that's just how it is that is the essence of everything. That's why even Christians, they love the scriptures, because God are those scriptures. The Lord showed me that in that first thing. Those scriptures are so true. He is the truth. The Lord is the truth. When Jesus is speaking, heaven and earth will pass away, but my word won't. They're God's words. They will uplift people who are actual devotees, because that's the source. And the source of the result of upliftment is this ecstatic rapture. This gives us the right understanding in relationship to the eternal truth. Otherwise, everybody's an illusion. That's how illusion can go like that. Prabhupada said you can become Krishna conscious like that, 1 second. You know? Ecstatic devotion, when it awakens, the truth awakens simultaneously. And then you just engage more and more. Ooh, 17 people today. Where are they all coming from, man?
Sunday feast, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, we have a Sunday feast. Hey, by the way, you 17 people, devotees, we have this Sunday feast every day. We just can't wait for a feast, man. It's 1 day a week. Are you kidding? Now they're charging it for the feasts. They got to pay. Here, you come here, no pay, no cost. Can you show the verse? Show the verse. My God, show the verse. Show the verse of what she said. First of all, you asked her to explain ecstatic devotion. So she explained it from personal experience.
It's in so many verses.
The verses are all over the place. I mean, everything I'm saying is a verse explaining what she's saying. For example, the Lord is the source of all spiritual ecstasy for the devotees. See, and so that's true. The Lord is the source, and actually, more of that, the deeper, more conclusive truth is the spiritual master is the source of all ecstasy for his followers. That's how you get it. Usually you don't have it because you're blocked from the connection with the super soul of this, which is in you. So the devotee uncovers that by their association. They're the channel that goes through that. Your letter gets delivered from your heart to the Krishna through them, and only them. If you can't recognize a devotee, your letter's not getting through, from your heart.
It's explained in Adilila, but I don't know by heart. I need to find it.
Yeah, it's explained everywhere, so many places.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah.
It's even in, the Lord is the source of ecstasy. So if you see a devotee who has a real intimate relationship with the Lord, they are ecstatic devotees. If you're not an ecstatic devotee, you're not really intimate. That's why it even says, scripture says, it's very hard to attain attraction for Krishna. It's very hard. Or it can be very easy that's why the Lord sends his real devotees. But you got to get through the false ones. The ones who are false followers. They don't follow the path of ecstasy, ecstatic worship. They don't worship Krishna just for the happiness of worshiping Krishna. They have some other reasons and motives that were more mundane. Yeah. So the Lord is the source, and so that's proof. Where's the real guru in this world? So we harp on this Guru Tattva because that's the door to get into this realm. Otherwise, you don't know where the door is. That for Christians, we're speaking for 2,000 years to teach Guru Tattva, and they're still doing it. It's so important. And people who go in the door, they get some experience of Jesus. See? So the Vaishnavas, they need to hear real Guru Tattva over and over and over go until they can prove by their own example, they can understand who is a real Vaishnava, who is a real spiritual master, what are their actual qualities. Because if you know that, then you have real knowledge. And when you have real knowledge, you're directed, not misdirected by speculative knowledge. You need to be directed by having real knowledge. By their word of the real spiritual master, ignorance is destroyed. Ignorance of the false path, the false acharyas, false gurus, the putanas, the agasuras, speculators. All of that, by their word, ignorance is destroyed of them. See, you're redirected into the right channel, and very quickly you attain Krishna. Because you're, instead of spending your whole life worshiping and believing in people whose source of ecstasy is not Krishna, because they're not ecstatic yet. They don't even know what it is. They have no idea.
Because nobody showed it.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah. Not even Prabhupada showed them much, and then and then Prabhupada's gone, and these gurus don't represent Prabhupada. What is representing Prabhupada? Well, really, is representing his ecstatic worship. But who does that? And he didn't show it so much because he would have lost so many people. Like, we only got, actually we got 16, 17. That's pretty good. But there are millions of Vaishnavas out there. They're not attracted to this, and this is Prabhupada. Prabhupada was like this. He knew what you're hearing, but he kept a lot inside, but put it in his books. He was ecstatic, like you see here, but he did it, behind closed doors. See? And so he gave people knowledge to the point where people can understand. This ecstasy is deep, and it's shocking. Literally, I've seen people get shocked by it, like confused. I was chanting, and a little drop of ecstasy awakened in Mayapur, and we're chanting with some new devotees from ISKCON, from China. And a little ecstasy just popped up, a little bit, and they go, "Wow, what happened there? What was going on?" It shocked them. They'd never seen such thing. I thought, oh boy, I better be careful here, man. It's shocking. People see these videos, they're shocked. Their mouths drop open.
Yeah, he says, as far as I know, you shouldn't show it. That's what he says. You should hide your spiritual emotions. Who told you that?
And as far as you know is what you've heard from others, what you've heard from these gurus, and what Prabhupada said at the time, maybe, and what Narayan Raj certainly said. Don't show it. It's too confidential. Therefore, nobody understands this kind of worship. If you think about it, it's just like Vrindavan. Vrindavan, they also didn't show the public, right? They only showed themselves and their family members. Yeah, go ahead.
But following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya is doing what he did. And he showed it. Yeah. He came to show it. So we follow that path.
Yeah, we follow that path. Yeah. I got the order to do that, my friend. I'm telling you. Okay, so in Vrindavan, it was locked up. The public didn't get it. And the Lord, when these are all Shastra quotes from Caitanya. The Lord was thinking, chapter 4 of Adi Lila. The Lord was thinking, for a long time I have not given this ecstatic love to the public. I just kept it in Vrindavan, for only my devotees and myself to relish. I didn't even give it to those in Mathura except Uddhava, who I sent over there to see it, because that's the only way you get it. You have to go see it. He didn't even get it. He was already Raganuga, but not on that level. He had to go and see those devotees in their ecstatic worship. So the Lord saying, for a long time I have not shown this to the public and given this gift to the public. oh, give him this gift. Don't ask Narayan Raj about getting this gift because he know, oh no, you got to work for it. You got to deserve it. You got to become a big sannyasi, a big renunciate, a big austere person. And then when you're so qualified, you'll get it. That's why he didn't have it. He was like that. That's why he couldn't communicate it. Yeah. And don't think that he was not like this. He was talking about all kinds of gurus back then. And it's all, they're all doing the same thing. And yeah, and it's got to be done because you got to find. I went from Tamal Krishna to him because they're all doing it. They're all doing it, but there's one that's doing it. That's really it. You got to find that because they're all doing it. They're all imitating gurus, and then there's the real guru, right? There's the real spiritual man, and then all the imitators, and then they're all talking about each other, and I'm included too. I'm also talking about them. But there's one person talking that it's real, and that person you got to find, and that person is here, and we'll prove it. See? Because what you see here, you don't see it in the Narayan Maharaj who's doing the same thing. Don't tell me I shouldn't be talking. He was talking to about all these gurus, how they were not as good as him. And I go to Radhakumbha, all these other gurus, including Narayan, not as good as them. And I'm saying, yeah, all these gurus are not as good as what is going on here. So all doing the same thing. But there's one real thing here. See? And that's the test. Okay? And how you know is it works. The real desired result is gotten and communicated to others. Yes, it is correct. Those who awaken ecstatic devotion are certainly the spiritual master. No bullshit around. No, hey, Mr. Narayan Raj and Mr. Radhakund Babaji types. What person has awakened Lord Chaitanya's grace of ecstatic devotion in others is the real spiritual master. Real acharya. Otherwise, you're just fooling yourself and fooling others. You're just a blind leading the blind. Blind followers. Where do these sayings come from? Huh? Why? You think it from a realized soul who always sees that, oh yeah, blind followers, blind leaders. They all think they know. Yeah, I know who's a real guru. And they think, yeah, I'm a real guru. I'm the one. Yeah. Can you prove it? Anybody? Can you prove it that you awakened some of your disciples that are ready? Yeah. Can you prove it to your disciples that they're with the right person, that some people are getting ecstatic devotion in your association? But I haven't seen anybody that could do it. Not even one. So that's how rare this bhakti is. Even when Lord Chaitanya was here, at first it was rare. It was only him and his followers. And then you know what he said to Nityananda? He said, come on, man. Nityananda wasn't preaching like this. He was kind of being like a sage, a peaceful sage, walking around, not doing anything. And Advaita also, more of a peaceful sage, acting like a Brahmin. And the Lord says, I order you. You show Vrindavan now. You give this gift like I've given it, even to the lowest persons. See? So that's what I pray. Am I wrong for preaching? I also got the same order. I got it from Prabhupada and Krishna. And why you can believe that is because it's happening here. It's not just, a lot of people said, like Karuna's guru, ex-guru, said he had the darshan of Krishna. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. You know why? Because I don't see this manifesting. Okay? So a lot of people saying a lot of things. But hey, man, I say, and you see, I also say a lot of things. So you got to see who's saying the things that work. It's just like when the person asks God, and this is in the Bible, very true. How do I know the difference? Because this person saw false prophets and the real prophet, and they're all saying, they're prophesizing, right, about God. So the person asked God, I guess he was in prayer or something, and said, "How do I know a real prophet?" And Jesus and God said, "Well, that's easy. What my real prophet says comes true." The false prophets don't. I saw with Narayan Raj looking around, what he said, oh yeah, this is hot, this is purebhakti.com, this is pure bhakti, but I didn't see any pure bhakti. I didn't see it coming true. I didn't see, Lalita didn't see the tears and the crying still coming true. Where were the tears? See, what they're talking, we're a crying school, but where's the crying? Where is what you say? Oh yeah, I represent Vrindavan. I'm a Hare Krishna guru. See me? I'm a spiritual master. You see all my disciples. Oh, Gurudev, give me mercy. Yeah, well, where's that mercy? Where's the ecstatic devotion? That's Vrindavan. Aren't you supposed to have a guru supposed to bring you to Vrindavan? What the heck are you going to Krishna for? Are you going to Krishna to get Vrindavan? To get ecstatic love? To be liberated soul? Or are you just going for the show? Well, I'm just showing I'm a devotee. I'm just showing my sari off because I got a cute little body in it, man. Do you see me? Look at my nails. I went to the beauty parlor really nicely. Now I look really good. Man, don't I look like a great devotee? Don't attractive? Don't you see my boobs? Even boobs. There are a lot of Vaishnava women they're showing right on Facebook, showing their nice big boobs. They think this is Christian. It's like the world, get mixed with the world. I'm not saying it's bad. I just noticed stuff. They're saying, notice this. I say, yeah, this is what it is. You get mixed with the world. People think it's attraction. Well, devotees are not attracted to like show me your big boobs. Well, show me your big bhakti, man. That's what I want to see. Those are the boobs that have meaning to me. Otherwise, you're just a boob. Boob? Boob is one attracted to these big breasts with no bhakti in them. Yeah, that's... Radha and the gopis said their boobs were big because they had big bhakti in them. And there's nothing wrong with this preaching. Don't, if you have a dirty mind, you'll think it's something. It's just perfectly conclusively true. Yeah, Vishwanath was talking about all kind. I was surprised he was talking about boob this and boobs and breasts and boobs and breasts and breasts and breasts. I thought, why is he doing that? But because it's about bhakti, man. See, breast, bhakti. Must be the derivative of breast means bhakti. See, breastfeed, feed people real bhakti. That's the bottom line. See, people are working by external attraction still, even in Vaishnavism. Look at me, I memorized all these verses. And you can quote, oh, he must be a pure devotee. Are you kidding? I haven't memorized one verse and we deliver bhakti to anybody who come and listen and have faith in what we're doing. We draw the best devotees here. I haven't memorized one verse, maybe Bhagavad Gita 10:10. But man, when I come across a verse, I love these. These verses are my life. That's all that matters. That's all Christians love. Do you love me? If you love me, you love my verse. You love my name. And if you love me and you love my verses, love my name, you'll have ecstatic bliss and great deep revelation and realization to prove that you're a real representative. See? And what you say will come true. You say people get real bhakti being in your association and your sanghas association, they will get real bhakti. See? That's a spiritual master. You got one like that? Or are you guys still just playing toddler games out there? Children. You still playing in the sandbox? You ready to go to first grade, second grade, and skip grades? Hey man, you come here, you'll be skipping grades, just like skipping rope. You'll be dancing on that rope. No, it's Betty Boop. Yeah, it's all pride here in this world. These women, they must spend a fortune for these little things that are practically nothing, and they all just show this and show their butts and show their this and all that, and they just prance down the. It's like down Fifth Avenue. They've got Fifth Avenue. They just go walking back and forth, showing it, and you can see they're walking like very proud. It's like that's what they get. The result. Wow, look at people. Look at me. They think I'm great. See? No, only fools are looking at you. See, people got to understand it. Only those think that, oh, this external beauty is the greatest thing. See, and that is the world. That's the world is like that. That's why people dress for success. If you don't have a guru that's dressed nicely and perfectly and with the perfect straight tilak, you won't follow them because that's all they got is external stuff. Or anybody influential, politicians, they're all wearing suits and ties and looking really good, and they're young and handsome often, or good looking. And you think, well, this and forget, and lots of money usually too. They come from wealthy. Oh, they're definitely qualified to do, yeah, because they look so good, and they're everybody external, but you can't see into the heart. Nobody can see the heart. Even here, people can't see the heart of this preaching. They think, oh, it's just offensive because they're in a fence. They're in their little box, man. They can't get out of the box. They're stuck in the box and saying what's coming from inside the box, but doesn't penetrate outside. Yeah, what Amy says is correct. So anyway, so they are completely oblivious to the phenomenal world because they are engrossed in relishing the transcendental mellows of chanting the holy name of Krishna. They have no other business. They have no other business. Why? Because it's that enchanting, man. The happiness of chanting the names and the pastimes of the Lord and discussing the absolute truth, I like that. I really like discussing the absolute truth. Discussing, who is Krishna in relationship to the world, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So they are completely oblivious to the phenomenal world because they are engrossed in relishing the transcendental bellows of chanting. So that is the greatest way to transcend the world. So you become more and more oblivious to it. It becomes less interesting. Look at many people, they're engrossed in the world. Well, how are they going to get out of that? They die engrossed in the world. And Maya is always, the politicians and the politics, especially now, all the stuff going on now, trying to grab your attention, and the conspiracy theorists and their conspiracies are coming true, and they're really alive. They're really into it. Man, this is really real. It's only real for a time. See, and then everybody dies. All the conspirators and the co-conspirators and the fighters of conspiracies, they all die. And then they come back and do it again, create the situations, and they perpetually, in this speculations and worldly ideas. See, and not engrossed in what is eternal, the holy name, and relishing it, and the pastimes that come from that spontaneously. Hmm. So foremost among these intimate associates of the Lord is Advaitacharya. His character is unfathomable, and only a few devotees know his transcendental position and how close he is to the Lord. Again, all this stuff is so amazing. God, we're up to 20 now. That's amazing. Where'd they come from? Usually we're usually a steady 8, 9, 10. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, his character is unfathomable, and only a few devotees know his transcendental position. So anyway, this is such an important point. To understand what's going on here, you have to come and you got to hear. Because it's transcendental, the position here. And the only way you can know is by purification. That's why you see devotees here. You see a rare thing because you've seen them walk through purification. You see them walk through, even though they get it sometimes on, sometimes off. Sometimes they really see it, sometimes not. See, they get lost a little bit in the stuff that's coming out of them, and it blocks. This is the way people are all the time. They're all in the conditioning. They can't ever see practically. See, they only see their stuff, man. They all see the anarthas and all it's hiding their vision. See, so if you want to come to the point of knowing the transcendental position of these devotees here, you have to come in here and associate with them, make friends with them. Okay? And then you can come inside and see these are liberated souls here. See? They have ecstatic devotion and conclusive understanding. That's the sign of liberation, of being liberated. Otherwise, it's all hidden. That's why it's hidden from these persons. They're just toddlers. To me, Acharya Dev is a toddler. Narayan Raj is a toddler. Really, to be honest with you, it's only your big pride that they, oh, how dare he say what? I can say what I want. No, I know who's liberated, who's not. I know who has a symptom. I'm here to teach that. I'm here to teach you, and I prove it. If I was so offensive to these persons, why don't I fall down? And why am I not a materialist and totally out to lunch and lightning bolts striking down and all that stuff? Because this needs to be understood if the path is going to be uncovered. This is the real path, and that isn't. That path is about austerities, and Narayan Raj taught austerities and renunciations and lots of rules and regulations, all in the name of purebhakti.com and Raganuga Bhakti. It's not Raganuga Bhakti. This is, and this is proof that this is right because it works, and that didn't work and doesn't work. And I challenge anybody to show me and show us that you're real Raganuga Bhaktas, but not one has the courage to do so. I know they must be listening, but they don't come because they're afraid of loss. They know they don't have it. Okay? If they did, they come here, and then at least we see they do have it, which I don't mind being proven wrong. It'd be great to meet a real devotee. I've been looking for a long time. I had to create real devotees here. I got so fed up with looking here and there and everybody saying that they're all great devotees here and there and all that. So come and prove that that the Lord has given you the mercy to be a great personality. And not from a pride thing. It's nothing to do with pride. Just show us that Krishna is with you, that you're close to Krishna. If he's close to you and Radha are close to you, there are going to be tears when you chant the holy name. We're going to see some ecstasy. That's all I want to see. I want to see, am I with a real brother? Or do I need to be careful and keep a respectful distance from you? And maybe to draw you a little closer, maybe some disrespectful, to close the gap, to get you to get off your ass and get over here and talk to us. What is this? All these separate places now. Well, we got the Narayan Raj group, we got the Radhakund Babaji, and we got ISKCON, and they all hate each other. They all disagree. Well, come on, man. I challenge all of you to come here. Any one of you. Come on, an ISKCON devotee, Narayan Raj devotee, Gaudiya Math devotee. You're all against each other. Radhakund, isn't that funny? They're all against each other. Every friggin' one of them. The ISKCON devotees don't like Narayan Raj devotees. The Radhakund Babajis don't like any of them. Any ISKCON or Gaudiya Math or Gaudiya Samiti. The Gaudiya Math doesn't like the Radhakund, the Gaudiya Samiti. They all still have hate in their heart. I call them all. Come here, man. Let us have a discussion. Let us talk about what is real bhakti, and let's see some real bhakti manifesting, real ecstasy. Now, is that a fair thing? Yeah, they're all hating against each other, you know, still hatred in their heart, pride in their heart, all this stuff, man. Come on, man. Come over here. We'll finish all that. You'll become real devotees and real gurus. Wouldn't that be nice? You finish off your life with being a real guru, delivering your real disciples. That's what people do here. Look at this. From Lalita Ganga, people are becoming ecstatic. From Johann, people becoming ecstatic. Now that's a real guru, you know, the transmittable ecstasy. What do you have to say there? Give us a word there, Lalita Madhava. Very nice. Very good.
Je
Thank you.
moet spreken. He didn't hear it.
It's
Je moet,
okay.
yeah, I will explain later.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever Lord Chaitanya came out of his ecstatic trances. Okay, so River, give us a word.
Hare Krishna. I'd like to say about how you say about Lalita being really, really attentive. Well, for me, it's been a gradual process to be able to do that. It hasn't just happened. For all of us, you know, to be attentive, it really does help. But it's been a really gradual process of actually being cleared out and being able to rest in the Lord and being focused and concentrated here more than before. And for others, you know, who do want to come and listen, it will happen the more we come and the more we're cleared out, and we'll be able to listen to the word, because it starts to get clearer and clearer and goes deeper and deeper, and you want to stay in that attentiveness as much as possible, because you rest there, and the vibration just begins to just come in and in and in, and that's been my experience of being able to listen to you more attentively, because like I said, as you process, that stuff comes out the way, the clarity and the clearness is there more, and you just want to relish in that. That's it, really.
Yeah, I mean that's really important what you're saying, uh, because people need to know the process. Like you showed it. I mean, you know, you would hear and you heard attentively, and then you know the stuff comes up, and you got to deal with that. And you know, but gradually, it's like it's coming out, and then you hear more and more attentively, and because you're able to do that, there's the stuff is not in the way; it's coming out. Part of hearing will drive out the stuff that's in you. That's the conditionings and all that that's in the way, the misconceptions and all that. So that's beautiful. That's why in many ways the devotees here following the process become the best teachers, because you show that how it works, and everybody will have to go through that more or less depending on how much stuff is there. You show the path because you've been through it. You can relate to them, you can, and they can relate to you. They have the same kind of problems and difficulties and challenges, and you could show them actually what works and what got you through it. Because this is why this level of bhakti is not being preached in ISKCON, Gaudiya Math, or Gaudiya Samiti. They do not handle this. They cannot handle this. It is not even a topic in there. It's all up and up and up and go over the top. That's all it is. Nobody can get in there and stay in there inside of Vrindavan, because you got to deal with this stuff coming out. This exorcism has this. It's excrement. See, it's just like, you know, how your immune system works. The immune system attacks foreign invaders. See, and then anything that's trying to attack it, diseases and all that. So here we give you the foreign antibody. We give you God antibody. You see, and so this starts to work in your system and starts driving out. So Bhakti Lata Bij is like this antibody, you know, it's an antigen or something. And it strengthens your immune system, your spirit. See, it awakens the spirit, and it starts to drive out all of the disease of the material existence, the disease of the modes of nature. See, these modes of nature, what's hassling people. See, it's making them in a disease condition, the disease of birth and death. See, so this bhakti, you come and you hear from a real devotee, it starts to implant this antibody in you. See, so it becomes like an antibody. See, antibody. See, all of a sudden it drives out your bodily conception. You become antibody, not really against it. You just neutral to it. It's like, oh yeah, it's just the body. It's just a temple, a house for the spirit. Start to see that, experience that. See, and now you can, oh yeah. So this devotee that likes my preaching now, that was against it at first. He said, actually, he said the acharyas say that the conclusion is that the gopis, they were home in beds with their husband, and their spirit went out to meet Krishna. See, so he just put that. I said, yeah, okay, that's fine, but that's probably just the way the acharyas are explaining this, because we're doing that all the time. Our bodies are here, and our spirit is going out to meet Krishna every day. That's what this sadhu sangha is about. You see our bodies here, but you're seeing our spirit meeting Krishna. And the proof of that, proof of that is the ecstasy and the bliss and the realizations. You cannot have this kind of ecstasy and bliss and realizations without having your spirit meeting with Krishna, because only the Lord knows. He's outside of Maya, and we have to communicate with the Lord. We have to have this communication with the Lord, this rapturous, ecstatic communion and communication to bring back into this world, into this, temple, and preach that into this world. We're basically preaching relationship with God, preaching loving God, preaching what that looks like, the process to quickly attain it, all of that. And if you're not actually at that platform of ecstatic worship, you cannot teach this. That's why either you're at that platform, or you're just like Moses, and then you preach, rules, regulations, and all of that stuff. The only problem I had with the Narayan Raj thing is, okay, fine, if you want to say you're like Prabhupada, fine, but why are you preaching Raganuga Bhakti and Rasa and all that stuff and Radhe Radhe, but you can't produce the feeling of that. You can't produce the ecstasy of that. And it's not I had a problem. It's just what it is. That still was his mission. He was very inspired what he did. In many ways, he helped many people. Yeah. But we're here. We want to go all the way with Krishna now. Okay, see, it's the idea. So the point is, if we're going to talk Raganuga and spontaneous devotion, we got to start seeing this stuff. See, that's what you get here. We have Raganuga talk, spontaneous devotional service. We glorify it and everything, and then you can see its glories too. You can see its glories here in the devotees. You can see them chanting the holy names in ecstasy, like I just read there, like those devotees were doing. You could see their spirit has been released, and it's going up. Even though you see their bodies here, you see it's going up in the temple and communicating with God. You're coming to the real temple when you come to Sadhu Sangha here. This is the real temple. This is different than you going to the temple and you see the deity there. That is the beginner. That's the beginning. You go to the deity, but you're not really seeing the deity, because if that was a real temple, I mean, it's real, but a real juicy one, okay? If you're going to a real temple, and there are those, I've seen them in Christians. See, Christian temple, they're filled with so many persons that are actual recipients of the mercy of Christ, that it's in the temple. Okay, but I found in Vaishnavism, it's not so much in the temple. See, because of the devotees, they're not temples. So whether you go to the temple filled with ecstatic devotees and the ecstasy will be there, or you go to a person that's outside the temple and their body is just the temple, because you go there and you see they're talking to you like Krishna's talking to you. You're getting the darshan of Krishna because they're giving you the inspired word of God. See, the revelation, because they are qualified, they've been made qualified by the grace of God to communicate with that transcendental Lord and bring it through. So instead of looking at a deity that's not crying, you're seeing the deity crying. You're seeing the Lord's face impressed on their face. His face is ecstatic, right? Well, their face becomes ecstatic too. His feelings are ecstatic. Their feelings become ecstatic too. And you can see that. Otherwise, where do you see? Where do you see the super soul ecstatic? You're not ecstatic. Where are you seeing the soul? You go to the temple, you see the Lord jumping around and just relishing ooh, ah, and everything, being in ecstasy. No, you don't see that. But you go to the temple, the devotee is a temple like that, and even more powerful because you see the deity working through them. You see the ecstasy of Krishna coming out of them. You see the word of conclusive truth that you don't hear from these gurus coming out of their mouths and busting all your ignorance, showing you what is the real guru tattva, the real truth of guru, the real truth of rasa, because you see rasa exuding from them and real conclusive understanding of rasa. You see what you read in the book now in life, living. See, the living guru, the living Vaishnava, the living God expressing on this planet. Shuddha Bhakti, you see. You may not understand it right away, but you go on listening, you become qualified to come inside the real pastime. You become part of the pastime. Like here, ask Janaki. You know, she says, I'm in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. She knows now. I got a report yesterday. She said, my God, you know, my family, I'm just all absorbed in all this family stuff, you know, but I see it. I see they're just in a box, you know, and I can see that that's not me anymore. It's not, I'm just kind of going through the motions here, and it's going to come to an end, and I'll be certainly happy when that does. But, you know, I can see it now more clearly than ever. There, and the people, her family, they can't see it. See, they don't come, they don't listen like Janaki does, so they're not drawn inside of transcendental pastimes like we are, man. Come on, sleeping souls, come on indoors. The door is open. Come on in and have a really good time. Lolita is really enjoying this. Yeah. Come in and have the doors open. Open door policy. You know, I had a friend in Santa Cruz. I really liked this guy. I was into rebirthing back then. He was a rebirther. Shama-san, oh, okay, we're gonna get some nice reports today. Oh, yes, yeah. I'll go on a little bit here, and then we'll, yeah. So yeah. This guy, he's a friend, and he was. He did rebirthing. He got liberated. You know, you get liberated, like a really kind of liberated. I used to have ecstatic symptoms come up for that to some degree. You know, from the rebirth, I would start laughing, and you know, so all kinds of stuff. So anyway, he started to feel really free, and he said, I used to be like really kind of closed up. He said now he keeps his door open for people to come in. He said, I just love to be open. This is my Lord Chaitanya's like this, but on this level. He said, come on, I got the door open now for you. See? Come on, anyone, ISKCON, come in here. The door's open, man. Just come get purified. You know, go through with the devotees, have a little bit. It'll be over soon. Otherwise, it'll take a long time. It'll be like Narayan says, many lifetimes. Come on in, get purified very quickly. You'll understand what's going on the inside here. It's great. Come in, jump in. Wonderful pastime. You become more free. You'll be free in love, loving Krishna. You'll be free in that love. It's wonderful. It's freeing. Yeah, whether you follow a bunch of rules or not, it's up to you, up to your mind. You know, you'll have the same love as somebody who doesn't follow any of the rules. Like Nityananda following, he had the love of Krishna. You'll have that love of Krishna also, because Nityananda came here to give it too. He's giving it through this Sangha. Look, Lalita's got the love of Krishna. You know. You're free in that. You're free in your love, loving God. Your freedom is in that. That's your sovereignty. You don't love God, you're going to love dog. You're going to love the world. You're going to love money. You're going to be full of motives. I see even new age people, they still trying to get the dollar from you. You know, one guy, you know, the guy said, hey, man, you know, we see all this stuff going on and we're going to make a sanctuary for people and all this. I said, hey, I'd like to come see you, you know, and I go, well, it's going to cost you, man. See, it's all still about money for even for these guys. That's why they can't get free. They have material motive. They stay material. See, they don't have real riches, Shama-san. They don't have the real wealth, man. Wealth is Krishna, and transfer that wealth to others. This is the inheritance Jesus was talking about. We're here to transfer the inheritance of Krishna and Radha to you. You know, get you out of this once and for all. Right? Oh, Govinda, we got him, man. We got him going. That guy, you can see his juices are flowing, man. Yeah. So like that, man. Shama-san, give us a report.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I was talking today morning to Lalita and I just said everything. And there was a lot of beauty of Krishna and experience and how I meditate on him and how he wakes me up and how it's getting stronger. But right now I have, you know, very little time and so much duties and I'm pissed off additionally. And yeah, it's like never ending story. I don't know, because, you know, before my 30, if I didn't like something or someone on situation, then I always went away. And then I realized, okay, if I want to build stable something, I need to, you know, build and stable. I cannot just do whatever I want.
Right.
So these material people around me, they, you know, I gave them credits. They pissed me off. They try me. I don't react, you know. I transform everything in me. You know, when you know, then you know. When you have Krishna, then you don't have to. But sometimes it's like too much, you know. And the problem with those people is like they don't want to move. They don't want to change. So at the end, you have to find a way. Again, you have to find a way to deal with those materials, you know? And yeah, and I'm pissed off because, yeah, because I'm pissed off. It's like they're running my peace, you know? Like, you want to live in grace, you know, just be fair, be okay. Yeah,
Well,
so this is the situation
it's
right
this
now.
unhappiness associating too closely with materialistic people. It's just how it is. You pick up their energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, it's you know, Lolita is so magnanimous. You know, you can call her up and talk to her. You know, and she's very listening and helps, very helpful. So very fortunate to have somebody like Lolita around. You know, and she's willing to do that. Yeah. So Govinda,
Yeah, I appreciate.
give us a report there.
I've just got to leave the bar because it's loud music. Yeah, I'm just really relishing, and I relate to what Shama-san is sharing, and it does wash off in my experience. It washes off. We get to learn as we go on. And what you're doing, you're associating with material, but you're also giving Krishna, you're giving Guru Hari so much to your students. I'm impressed. I'm so impressed. That really touches my heart. I think it's an amazing service you're doing. You're giving the name to people, but you're giving more than the name because you're giving them an intro to Guru Hari. Namaste. You know, honestly, it's great to see devotees fully taking the bit and going out there like Lalita Madhava going out on the streets of Ostend. Lalita's phone's always on to devotees. Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm happy. I'm really, really happy. I know unhappiness. I know dark, deep unhappiness. And I know this is the path. Everything you said, Gora Hari, Mayapur, I can see the Ganga Mata sparkling in the background, has come true. You said, when we fly around the world, people will be falling over with bhakti. That's true. That's happening. It's increasing. Your sincerity, doing what Bhakti Siddhanta spoke. Oh, if nobody comes, just preach to an empty room. You've done that. You've made sadhus. Thank you so much. I would not have got this. I would be lost in cow shit and all that stuff. looking for a reference point where there isn't. And you know, I hope they come over. I've got a friend, John, who came up to Nottingham. Some will remember. I've got association with him again. He's only a few miles away. Yeah, so things are great. Everything we need on this path comes. I'm relishing seeing Tucker. I like his hands-on sharing. He's out there on the street. His dedication, his sincerity touches my heart. River's battle, how she's showing the process is so genuine. If people can see, that's the process, and not say, oh, well, how can she be a devotee? She's swearing and all this. No, she's showing the process. Do you understand that? That's the process. And look now, see how she's shining, how dedicated, sincere she is to you, Gora Hari. This is amazing. It's going down in spiritual history without a doubt. Without a doubt. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just doing this for happiness, man. That's all I know. Makes me so happy to be with real devotees. You know, it's so happy to serve the Lord's name, you know, to glorify. You know, that where service is not even like service. It's like, it's just in my name. It's like breathing, you know, just like, oh, Lord, I just want to give you the glory, you know, and also give the devotees the glory because, you know, they're so important. Because he, you know, he knows, the Lord knows. I just want to preach like he preached, and preach more importantly what he preached. You know, he preached conclusive truth, just like this. This is why you get to know the inner pastimes and meanings. Because what I'm reading here is what he was doing. Therefore, just by reading, it becomes revitalized again. It becomes a living word. Gee, these things, you know, inspired word of God, living word of God, I never knew what they meant. Now I know. Living word, it's alive. It gives life to others. People are alive, living. I see it in my own eyes. You know, it's coming out of my mouth, these things, and I'm alive in it, and I see life coming. It's like powerful. It's wonderful. It's like beyond that. I can't even dream of such a state of, you know, happiness. You know, it's just fabulous, the whole thing, man. This is great. Yeah. So Lalita, say a few words.
I just wrote down our Guru Maharaj. He took the Vaidis out of the cow shit.
Yeah, he took them out of the cow shit, huh? Literally.
He took us out of the cow shit, Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Actually, it wasn't cow shit. It was actually bullshit. Took you out of the bullshit.
As well, yeah.
Cow shit is different. We took you out of the bullshit.
It was bullshit, man. Oh my God. You're breathing life in us. You're breathing life in the books.
How can that be? After all these terrible things I said about Narayan Raj, how come you guys can feel so? How come you're not falling down on your face with thunderbolts blowing you up from hearing such blasphemy?
Krishna loves.
Maybe it's
you
not.
saying all that. It's the truth, and Krishna loves conclusive truth. That's the proof. And the fruits are the proof.
See, that's
We
what
are-
people have to look at. Yeah, otherwise, you're lost in speculation. You don't even know what an offense is. You know?
Actually, the Thunderbolts, I always remember a pastime from when you was in Dharamsala. Somebody come into the class on the SMS and was dissing and cussing. Instantly, from the Himalaya, there come this roar of thunder. I'll never forget it. Instantly.
They did what now? What did they do?
When he was sharing in Dharamsala, when we first started listening about 4 years ago, somebody come into the class, you know, on the theme of Thunderbolts. And they started to discuss. And instantly, there was this thunder, it just rumbled down from the Himalaya. It was like, I was jumping up and I was just jumping up and down and Hanuman, 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 Hanuman. Yeah.
So, Shama-san, go ahead. What else?
Yeah, I'm also grateful, and I also experience Krishna so deeply, but right now I'm so pissed off. You have no idea. I would like to burn them, you know, and then I ask myself, what is wrong with me? Don't I have any mercy? You know, when somebody is just like egoistic asshole, then I don't have mercy, you know. Then after 10 times,
why don't you give us a good yell, a roar? Let's give us a good roar. Go ahead.
No, I don't need this.
No?
Just enough that I'm talking about this. Yeah, you know, and then I don't know I don't know what is it, but at the end I'm telling you, at the end I need to find the way, you know, to deal this with this one. So at the end I have to purify myself. I don't know from what already was there or what I collected from them or also them. But on the people who are conscious of God, there is a big responsibility, you know. I think so. I feel so.
A big
Taken down
responsibility
by the
for who?
horns.
For us, because where we go, we have to purify that shit around us.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, the thing is, Krishna will do the purification. This could be part of it. You know, this is part of the purification. And he'll do it. All you do is just continue to associate with the Lord, and you can just sit back and trust. That's the false ego wants to do it. You know, purify yourself and all. You just sit back. You just keep associating with the devotees, keep associating Krishna, keep hearing, and keep chanting. You know, you just keep cultivating, and automatically you'll see Krishna does it in that way. See, the false ego wants to do it. You know, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to purify myself. No, actually, you just stay with the process. And automatic, by and by, it's just temporary. Just comes out. It's part of it.
Guru Maharaj, your preaching and what I've learned from you, this is my eyes. You know, when I'm leaving, whatever I do, this is how I perceive the world, the people, and so on.
Yeah.
And this what I have with Krishna, it's just growing. It's just growing, and I can repeat myself, you know, what is happening every morning in my bed, what is happening on my pranayama when I imagine Krishna, you know, face to face, or how I swing him, or how I take his feet in my hands, you know, because I imagine those things in very gray states, and I'm doing this on daily basis, and it's growing.
Yeah.
And I told Lalita that lately I had so much to do and so much stress, you know, and those what I'm talking about. And for a while, this was just a flashback. I asked myself, is it all true? You know, with this Krishna thing, with this Gorakhari thing.
Yeah.
And my response was my feelings, you know. The feelings, it's so strong, you know, the experience, what I experienced, it's so strong, it's so rooted, it's like you cannot take it from me. I would be ready to resign from everything what I have, but I don't want this, you know, because I'm working on this consciously.
Yeah.
I know where I go, what I want to have in this life, but you cannot take this from me, So, and it was just a flashback, but the feeling is more real than anything else. Yesterday, when I was fighting with those materialists, and I was so tired, and and I was repeating, and it was so overwhelming that suddenly the outside was starting to melt it. I was tired, and it was bad energy there. And I saw like it was not even real, this material world is not even real. I had one flashback that it's all illusion, that there was so many heavy emotions and talk, and it was like not even real, and then
Yeah.
it cooled me a little bit down.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I need to stay pissed off for
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Sunday.
Okay, so I'm using my cell phone thing this morning. So I'm gonna we'll stop here for a while, and when I get to the restaurant, I'll come. We'll do some more talking and chanting and discussing. Uh, it's fun, isn't it?
Tell us a word, Gaurahari.
Nice class, Guru. Tell us the
Please.
word. Tell us the word.
Yeah. Well, we'll continue on. I'll take a little break here, and uh, and then we'll come back because it's already been a couple hours. Used up $20 worth of. It's okay. It's Krishna takes care of it. Okay, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hare Krishna. Somebody
Thank
else
you
can go
so
live
much.
if they want to. Thank you so much for being here, man. Thank you all. Shama-san, don't worry, everything else cool. It's all perfect. You're on the right track.
Thanks.